Hello, my name is Kim, and in this reading we are going to find out what it is that you can expect and or look forward to in the areas of career, learning, and love and relationships throughout this Aquarius season of 2026. And you don't have to be an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising sign for these readings to apply to you, because this reading is meant to give you information about Aquarius season in and of itself, which begins around January 20th and ends around February 19th. Okay? So there are 3 different groups to choose from. Representing group 1 is the yellow rubber duck. Representing group 2 is the butterfly. And representing group 3 is the turtle. Please take a moment to meditate on the options, and whichever you are drawn to the most, then that will be the group or reading that has the messages meant for you. And once you have selected, please head on over to either the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below to find the timestamps that will allow for you to skip ahead to your selected group. And if you are ready, then let us get started. Let's go. Hello, if you were drawn to the yellow rubber duck, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, I heard in my mind, finding ways to clear the mind. So there seems to be some kind of resetting that you will be experiencing or going through this Aquarius season. I see you starting over or wanting to start over. Right? I just heard in my mind, let's try that again. Let's do that again. So you are giving something a second chance or another chance, or you are giving yourself another chance. So there is this feeling of not giving up, not giving in too soon, too quickly, but instead trying again. And doing so with either an open mind or an optimistic mindset. But definitely with a mentality of we can do this or I can do this. So this may pertain to anything. It could be a project, an area of life, your studies, or a personal endeavor. I just thought of physical training, fitness, exercising. So if you had a fitness goal in the past, but you weren't able to achieve it, or you had a routine, but you stopped, it seems like you're giving it another go. Making this Aquarius season the start of achieving this fitness goal or some kind of goal that you had in the past, if it's not a fitness goal. And I do see you shaking something off, maybe like an old mindset or nervous feelings or notions of I can't, or I'm not ready, or it won't work out. You may also be kind of pushing the reset button for yourself through maybe cleansing or cleaning a space, rearranging the furniture of a space, decluttering your closet, or getting organized. Maybe organizing your supplies, organizing your desk, your pantry, your refrigerator, etc. Overall, I'm picking up on freshness, starting anew, or giving something another go. Okay, but now I'm going to move to the cards. And I am sensing or picking up on enthusiasm. So I do see you being pretty hyped at some point during this Aquarius season, or you're going to make it a goal to hype yourself up whenever you can, whenever you need it. The first pile here will give us information about your career, line of work, profession. The second pile will give us information about studies, academics, learning. And the third pile will give us information about your relationships or love and relationships, okay? So we have the Six of Cups, and to clarify, we have the Lovers in reverse. Very interesting. we have the Eight of Swords for academics and learning. And to clarify, we have the Nine of Swords in the reversal. And for your relationships, we have the King of Cups. And to clarify, we have the Knight of Cups. Wow. Beautiful. In the upright. Okay, so, okay. I find this quite interesting because I was talking about a reset, and the Lover's card falling out in the reversal makes me think of like falling out of love with something, right? But then we have the Six of Cups in the upright, which can speak of compatibility, beautiful, harmonious synergy. The Six of Cups is also a card that often indicates reunion. It speaks of the past. And the Six of Cups does have this very innocent, childlike essence to it. So it makes me think of first love, innocent love, new love. So it seems like this Aquarius season, you are falling in love again with your profession, with your career, with your line of work. Or it could be with a project that you've recently been working on, or maybe an idea that you have been developing. And so this season, you will be experiencing that giddiness, that excitement that maybe you had or that you felt at the start of your career when you started this project or you envisioned it. Again, I'm picking up on that feeling of freshness. So some of you may be doing a little revamping or rebranding this Aquarius season, if that makes sense and or applies to your line of work or what it is that you are working on. I wonder if some of you are coming back to work, coming back to a workplace, or you are making some kind of comeback in this area of life, because that's sort of what it feels like. And if you are coming back fresh, renewed, and with a new approach or a new outlook that promises great things, or that has you feeling very inspired and very excited about what is to come, or about the future of whatever it is that you're coming back to. And with the Six of Cups, I also see a newfound love, like a newfound interest in what it is that you do. So yeah, there's something here about seeing your line of work, career, profession, craft with new eyes, with loving eyes. So there has been some kind of shift in perspective, maybe in perception. And this shift has inspired a new love, or has inspired love for what it is that you do. So if at no point you ever felt passionate about your line of work, about your job, about projects that you were developing, it seems like this Aquarius season, something is changing, or something has changed. And now this Aquarius season, you find yourself actually appreciating your line of work, or appreciating something about your job. Yeah, because the Six of Cups makes me think of adoration, right? The Lovers makes me think of passion for whatever reason, and the Six of Cups feels more tender, gentle, sweet. And the illustration in the Six of Cups makes me think of respect. So I also see some of you experiencing a newfound respect for your line of work, for your career, or it could even be for yourself or your past self, right? Because the Six of Cups is associated with the past, or can speak of the past. Yeah, maybe some of you will be feeling a little bit nostalgic this Aquarius season. You might find yourself reminiscing about, younger you who started an enterprise, the enterprise, or who was the one with the dream. And you are sending gratitude to that version of yourself. You're also demonstrating a little bit of empathy and compassion for that younger version of yourself, or for past you, for everything that they did, for everything that they went through, and how they overcame the challenges that they faced. And I am picking up on a little bit of forgiveness. Either you forgiving your past self, or you forgiving yourself for being hard on yourself, right? If it is the case that you were ever very critical of how you were going about things, or how you were showing up, or your progress, etc. Yeah, I am definitely picking up on respect, a newfound respect for past you, as well as for yourself, for current you. Yeah, I see you being in awe, in admiration of either your line of work, your career. It could even be your colleagues, actually, right? Those who are also pursuing maybe a similar dream as yours, who handles similar responsibilities that you have. And maybe it is in you admiring them for their role that you begin having respect, admiration for your role as well, for what you contribute, for what you do. If you are in a relationship or you are seeing someone romantically and they work, if they are a professional, I also see you admiring them for what they do, for maybe how much effort they put into their work or for their work ethic. Yes, but I see someone giving themselves their flowers, right? And also kind of approaching their craft, their work, their job, or any projects that they're taking on, that you are taking on. Why am I talking in like third person? With a lot more care. So this Aquarius season, I see you taking your time with your craft, with your projects, with your tasks, and also having pride or being quite proud of your role, right? Of your position at work. It seems like this Aquarius season, a lot of you are coming to realize how important your role is, what your career, maybe your profession contributes, right? Maybe what your art, your craft inspires in others, but I see you finding meaning in what you do. And this is resulting with you falling in love with it or falling in love with these specific aspects of it. So, all in all, I see you having a fairly good time in your work. I see you enjoying working on your projects, working on your craft. And like I said, I see you paying closer attention to the minor details. And there is something about even listening to what maybe your project needs, listening to what this area of life kind of requires of you, or just requires in general for it to be able to breathe and to thrive, right? So this Aquarius season, there's no forcing for your career to look a certain way, forcing for it to change or to become something that it isn't, or that you believe it should be because of some kind of false ideal or expectation or unrealistic expectation. Because the message that is coming through looking at the illustration in the Six of Cups is I see you. I see you for what you are. I see you as you are, and I see the value in you. I recognize the importance in you. And I want to honor that. I want to honor you, right? This is you referring to your craft, to your line of work, to a project, or maybe a business idea that you've been formulating. This is how I see you, or based on the cards, I see you addressing this area of your life. I also see you maybe collaborating with others. You might be asking of the assistance of different people as you work through something, as you maybe develop a project. What I saw in my mind's eye was like the credits that roll up at the end of a movie, right? Which makes me think of so many people involved in a single project, so many people who contributed something very important to the overall project, to the end result. So if you're working on a project, or maybe you're starting some kind of enterprise, or you're going back to maybe an enterprise of yours, it seems like either at the end of this project or at some point in your career or profession, you will be giving thanks to all the people who played a very significant role in the evolution of this area of your life, in the development or the completion of a project, or you're paying respects to those who inspired you to keep on going, or who believed in you. And I do see you also being commemorated, you also receiving some kind of acknowledgement. So it could be from your peers, maybe a colleague of yours, a peer, or just someone who is pursuing something completely different from you will be reaching out to you at some point to give you thanks for inspiring them to pursue their dreams, or for giving them the motivation and the encouragement that they needed to continue pursuing their dreams. Maybe they're just thanking you for being such a positive influence in this area of their life. And if you have recently ended like a collaborative project, it's very likely that at some point during this Aquarius season, you will be receiving another offer for a collaboration that might begin after Aquarius season. Yeah, because what I'm seeing here is a situation where someone is reaching out to you, asking you, hey, would you like to work on me on this project that begins on the month of June, just as an example, because we do have the number 6 here. Yeah, and you might say yes, because that's kind of the vibe I get with the 6 of Cups in the upright. And actually, this offer collaboration could be coming from the same person, same individual who you just finished working with or collaborating with, right? So you might be working with them on another project, or this could be someone who you worked with at some point in your past, right? And that could be the second chance, right? That was mentioned before, you getting a second opportunity, second chance to work with someone who you have already worked with in the past. So that's what I'm seeing. It's a beautiful energy. The number 6 can speak of reciprocity. It makes me think of a harmony or harmonious synergy. So I see a lot of back and forth here, right? Where you're pouring into your work, you're pouring into this area of life, and you're getting something very valuable in return. You're getting pleasure, you're getting satisfaction and joy. The 6 of Cups also makes me think of like playfulness and creativity. So this Aquarius season, you will be able to work with your imagination quite a bit, or you will find yourself being very inspired to create, get innovative, inventive, or creative. Some of you, if you own a physical like business, you may be remodeling your store, beautifying it a bit, giving it love and care. And this may also be true for like an online shop, a website, or like a social media page if that is part of your work. Yeah, and I'm picking up again on a lot of getting this. Like these are exciting times. Like I'm excited to get back to this. I'm excited to try these new things out. So I also see you having ideas, like ideas for upcoming projects, new work systems, on new methods of organization at work. I even see someone changing their desktop, their calendar, or their agenda, how they schedule things. Yeah, so there's definitely some kind of reset when it comes to this area of life, and it feels good. It feels invigorating, or you will be quite invigorated by it. Okay, but now moving on to your studies, learning, academics, and please know that the messages that come through in this area of life may still apply to you regardless of whether you are currently students, taking classes, self-studying, because this is just basically about learning. We have the 8 of Swords in the reversal with the 9 of Swords in the reversal to clarify, which I believe is a really good combination, because this lets me know that any anxious feelings, any nervousness around this area of life is dissipating, is dwindling down. Whatever obstacles you were facing, especially mental obstacles, like ideas of I can't do this, or I won't succeed, or I won't be capable of learning, you're overcoming them, or they're disappearing, right? They're becoming kind of background noise that you are now able to, or will be able to, in a way, ignore or just not pay attention to. Right? There is this feeling of overcoming anxious feelings, overcoming pessimistic thinking, and rising from the ashes like a phoenix, or rising out of a time of uncertainty. So if you were going through a stressful time at school, or you were feeling pretty stressed trying to learn something or pick up like a new skill, for example. I heard feeling quite stressed or anxious through rehearsals. It seems like this Aquarius season, you are feeling a lot more relaxed. And it could be because you are starting to get the hang of whatever it is that you were struggling with, or you're starting to feel more confident, a little bit more sure of yourself, of your capabilities, of passing that exam if you've been studying for an exam, doing well on a presentation if you've been preparing for one. In other words, you're letting go of negativity, you're letting go of stress, you're letting go of pessimism. And you're definitely being a lot kinder to yourself, more understanding of your development, your progress is what is coming through. So in other words, I see you feeling pretty good about your progress. And the Nine of Swords in the reversal can speak of reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. So you will have a more optimistic mindset when it comes to this area of life, this Aquarius season. I see you or sense you being a lot more hopeful. And if it is the case that you have been holding back in pursuing something, like learning something new, right? Or practicing, as an example, playing an instrument, because ideas such as I won't be able to, or if I try, I will fail, or I will suck at it will be a bad experience, and so forth, then it seems like this Aquarius season, those ideas, those notions or what ifs aren't holding you back anymore. The word intimidation came to mind. So if you were intimidated at the idea of learning something new, or with proceeding to learn more in depth something, you're feeling less intimidated this Aquarius season. You're feeling more relaxed about your progress, also about your prospects. You're getting better sleep is also what is coming through. And you have more faith in your abilities, more faith in yourself than you have ever had or that you've had in the past, in the recent past. And so this could be about a mentality shift. But I also feel like a lot of the stress may be dissipating because you are receiving some kind of reassurance, maybe through tangible evidence, tangible proof that you are getting better at something. Maybe you passed some kind of level, something that you were struggling with. Now it's less of a struggle, and that is reassuring you. That is giving you peace of mind. You could also be receiving some kind of moral and or emotional support, which I feel that to be the case, seeing that we have the King of Cups, but I'm going to get to the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups in a bit, from someone who maybe you look up to or who you truly trust, and also whose opinion you value, and their support, their encouragement, maybe even their reassurance that you're doing well is what is giving you peace of mind. Because that's what I see here, you experiencing peace of mind in this area of life. Some of you may actually be interacting with a teacher and a mentor that is helping you to understand something a lot better, which is giving you peace of mind, but whose approach, teaching methods, and just personality overall, oral vibe is helping with soothing your own anxious feelings, or is maybe helping with you releasing old programmings or beliefs of needing to be perfect or needing to get everything on the first try, etc. This is actually a nice energy because this to me speaks of relief. Like, I get to rest now. I get to feel more at ease, or now I'm more at ease. Because I do see you getting through something. Right? Like getting through exams, getting through an exam, maybe a presentation smoothly, or better than you anticipated, better than you expected. And that is, first of all, removing something off of your to-do list. It will be to you like one less thing to worry about because you already got it done and over with. And second, you don't have to worry about it because it went well. You did well. So now you can put that aside. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to love and relationships. And we have the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the upright. What a beautiful combination. The King of Cups is someone who is very emotionally mature. They are very wise. I always think of the King of Cups as someone who gives amazing advice and can provide great emotional and moral support as well. The King of Cups is also often known as the good husband, spouse, father, someone who is devoted, caring, affectionate, and wise. And then the Knight of Cups can often indicate or represent romantic proposals, an invitation. The Knight of Cups depicts someone who is chivalrous, charming, romantic. So it seems like a King of Cups is coming in like a knight in shining armor to offer you some kind of proposal. It may be a romantic proposal. I do see that being the case for a lot of you, where you may be pursued or more like courted by someone who is very romantic and who has the most sincerest and genuine of intentions. You know, they don't have any hidden agenda. They're pretty upfront about what they want, and they're very expressive as well. So if you are interested in getting to know this King of Cups in a more romantic way, then I do see you going on dates with them. Because one thing I am picking up on here is someone putting in the effort to woo another, or just to show another how interested they are in getting to know them, how interested they are in them. So you can expect very well thought out dates. You can also expect to be surprised by events, like little events that this person put together for you. Also expect to receive flowers if you are someone who loves receiving flowers, or thoughtful gifts is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I do sense there is someone who is willing and wanting to open up their heart to you, wanting to share their world with you, and also wanting to woo you is what keeps coming through. Like, I want to woo you. I want to serenade you. I want to treat you like a queen and treat you like my queen if you let me. You know, the counterpart to the King of Cups. And if you are in a committed relationship, it's kind of similar. I see your romantic partner or your spouse in a way courting you. The King of Cups can be at times quite mellow, a bit reserved, but the Knight of Cups pursues. The Knight of Cups is very expressive. And so this Aquarius season, your significant other might be more open about their feelings towards you. And not only through them verbally communicating them to you, but also through their behavior, their actions, right? So they will definitely be more attentive. If your spouse is already very attentive to you, nothing will change this Aquarius season. Because I see them being very considerate of your needs and genuinely caring about whatever is going on, you know, in your day-to-day, whatever it is that you want to share with them. They care to listen, right? They want to know. They're genuinely interested. And I am especially getting a lot of attentiveness. Like making sure that you have everything that you need, making sure that you're feeling well, that you're comfortable, that you're having a good time, that you're well taken care of. I wonder if you are celebrating an anniversary this Aquarius season, because if you are, your significant other is either looking forward to the day of your anniversary, or they have it in mind. They could be planning something. Something romantic, something very intimate and soothing is what I heard as well. Soothing or sensual, or both. If you celebrate Valentine's Day could be pretty significant. Yeah, I see you spending quality time with your significant other on Valentine's Day. And if you are single, the very same thing, something romantic or very loving, very sweet may be occurring during Valentine's Day. I'm hearing sweet gesture. But apart from all of this, I do also see you receiving, as mentioned before, emotional or moral support from someone who feels very safe and is very wise, who might sometimes or often offer you amazing advice, or who doesn't gatekeep is also what I heard. This is someone who is very willing and ready to assist others, to encourage others to pursue their dreams, and to offer their sincere opinion whenever it is needed or whenever it is asked of them to do so. I heard in my mind, I'm not here to look good, I'm here to help you. But I also sense that this Aquarius season, you yourself are going to be quite expressive or open about how you feel, your sentiments towards others. I see you being very affectionate towards your loved ones and in general as well. There might be a lot of gestures of love, gestures of appreciation throughout this Aquarius season, coming from others towards you, as well as coming from you towards others. And honestly, I feel like this is an energy you're going to be surrounded by. Like, there's just going to be a lot of love and affection around you. So this lets me know that you will be surrounded by people who deeply care about others, are very considerate, and whose actions and gestures are very honest and sincere. You might find yourself being quite romantic during this Aquarius season, or kind of, I was about to say that you might crave romance, but it's not about you craving romance. It's more like you are the one pouring romance into your life. So you may be romanticizing your life a bit this Aquarius season, but honestly, it feels more like you being the romantic one, you sharing the love, you feeling romantic because there is so much love and affection surging through your veins and kind of pouring out of you. So this Aquarius season, you might find yourself like full of emotion, full of gratitude and appreciation. So you might be feeling a little bit sentimental throughout Aquarius season, or maybe at different points, but I don't see this being a bad thing, and I don't feel like you are going to see it as something bad or feel it to be something bad or negative. You're actually going to own this sentimentality, this sensitivity, and kind of thrive from it or thrive in it. Looking at the King of Cups, what I heard is, I am in my element and I feel good. Yeah, you're owning your soft nature, your softness this Aquarius season. And you're also taking action, right? So if you like something, you're not keeping it to yourself, right? You're like voicing it. If there's something that you feel drawn to, you're not simply fantasizing, wondering what it would be like if you actually allowed yourself to go towards that thing. Instead, you take action, you move towards it, right? If you have a creative idea, because I do see a lot of creativity coming through here, you're not simply letting it sit in your mind until it disappears completely. You're bringing it to life, or you're making it tangible in some way. There's something about singing the songs that make you feel a certain way, that make you feel good. You dancing to the songs that uplift you or make you feel a certain way. You decorating your space with purpose, with intention. When you're in conversation with someone, you're attentively listening, you're engaging in the conversation. It doesn't feel like a waste of time. It feels like a blessing. So there's a lot of intention here, being very intentional with what you are doing, being very in the moment. And there's no running away from your feelings this Aquarius season. You're very much in your feels and you are soaking it all in and thriving from the fact that you are able to feel and feel this deeply, that you care and that you care this deeply. Yeah, I see you feeling and being very appreciative of your loved ones, and you feeling very supported in your relationships as well. You feeling emotionally supported. And with the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups being in the upright, this also lets me know that you will have a safe space, maybe a safe community, or your relationships will feel safe enough for you to open up, to be sentimental, to be soft, to be romantic, to be a bit of a daydreamer. Like, yeah, I can say mushy things and it's fine. It's like, I don't feel judged, I feel supported. I feel safe to be myself. Ooh, you guys have a very beautiful voice, a very beautiful singing voice. And if you don't sing, and you are in a committed relationship, then it could be your spouse who has a very beautiful singing voice, because there's something about being soft-spoken, someone having a soft voice, or there's something about singing. So you might be receiving quite a bit of compliments about your voice, about your singing voice if you are singers. Or if you are single, I see you coming across someone or being courted by someone whose voice is very melodious, or who you will love the sound of their voice. Their voice will bring you a lot of comfort and reassurance as well. Beautiful. Anything else? I did speak of a collaboration, so someone coming in with an offer to collaborate on a project, and this King of Cups could be also representing that person who's coming in with this offer, right? So this is someone who has a lot of experience, who is well respected in their field of work or field of study, perhaps. This is someone also who is very creative, can even be quite psychic, very intuitive, and insightful. I'm seeing kind of this beautiful duality, or just this beautiful mix of maturity with youthfulness, wisdom with playfulness. So although this person might seem very wise and they might seem a bit reserved at times, they also have this playful, innocent side to them with the Knight of Cups. And this Aquarius season, some of you might be receiving an invitation from a father, paternal or parental figure to meet up, to go out, to catch up. Yes, but let's see. Is there anything that I am missing? Okay, so I think there's more that needs to be said about studies, higher education. So forgive. Yeah, I spoke of forgiveness when talking about career, but you may also be extending forgiveness to yourself when it comes to this area of life. If you were ever mean to yourself, or a little bit harsh with yourself when you were learning something new, or when you were in the process of getting the hang of something, then it seems like this Aquarius season you're being a lot more forgiving, a lot more understanding of yourself when, let's say, you make mistakes, or when you're struggling with understanding things, when you don't get the hang of something really quickly. We have body and relationship. This could be speaking about you building a healthy relationship with your body in general, you being kinder to your body. This made me think of not taking it out on yourself, not taking it out on your body, on your brain. I think some of you are coming to realize or understand that if your body is not capable of doing something, right, or struggles to do some things in specific, or complete certain tasks because maybe of a disability, maybe due to mental health issues, a mental illness, that's not a reason to be mean or cruel to oneself. That's instead maybe more so of a reason to be kinder, to be more understanding. Because who understands what your mind and your body goes through, the challenges it has to overcome, more than you? And I do sense a lot of you are working to change your mindset, change your mentality, to help your body out, to help your physical body out, right? Because the way we think can sometimes add a lot of stress to the body, right? Or can stress the body out, or it can help relax the body. So you are seeing a correlation between your thoughts, your mind frame, and maybe your physical health. But I definitely see a lot more forgiveness, compassion, empathy towards yourself, towards your brain, your trait, your strengths, and your perceived weaknesses. A lot of the things that we perceive to be our weaknesses end up not being a weakness. It's just a strength that we actually haven't learned how to utilize in a way that we can truly benefit from it. So there could be a lot of reprogramming, rephrasing going on this Aquarius season. You might be going from, oh, this is my limit, this is my weakness, to, no, actually, that is my superpower, that is my strength. Or there's something wrong with me, to there isn't anything wrong with me. Going from I'm dumb, I can't do this, to I'm learning, I'm growing. And the fact that I'm here even trying, that says something amazing about me. Okay, but now I want to draw out an extra oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance for you guys about this Aquarius season. So we have exciting new opportunities are abound. Take a chance and change your life. Yeah, and with this hand being extended, again, it makes me think of an offer. It also makes me think of a lending hand. So someone may be lending you a hand, but I also feel like this is indicating you will be receiving a lot of support from a loved one or from loved ones, colleagues, peers as well. You will also be receiving a lot of support from the universe. So if you are someone who likes asking for signs as form of reassurance from the universe, from your spirit guides, your spirit team, and you end up doing just that at some point during Aquarius season, you will be receiving those signs. I see universe, your spirit guides having your back and being there for you when you need them. And I do see a good offer. It could be a romantic offer, maybe an offer for like friendship, offer for mentorship as well, or collaboration coming in this Aquarius season. Okay, I forgot to mention the zodiac signs. So we have water signs with the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So that will be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And then the Lover's card is associated with the zodiac sign Gemini. So Gemini and water signs. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Aquarius season. And until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you were drawn to the butterfly, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, the message rest assured and we've got this, you've got this, came to mind. So immediately this gave me the impression that this Aquarius season, you are going to receive support. It seems like someone or a group of people are going to come in to help you by removing some kind of burden off of your shoulders or taking on certain responsibilities of yours so that you don't have to worry about them anymore, as you are focusing on something else, something that maybe this Aquarius season will be a priority for you, or that you do want to spend a little bit more time on and or give your undivided attention to. Yeah, because what I just heard in my mind is, don't you worry about it. I'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. We've got this. So you focus on you, or you focus on your stuff. So it seems like this Aquarius season, you will have a support group, a support system, or very supportive people around you. You may be offered a lending hand more than once, and or receiving constant reassurance that if you ever need help, assistance, support, some backup, that you've got it. All you have to do is ask. All of a sudden, the song One Call Away by Charlie Puth came to mind. So that song could be of significance, but it could also be that someone in your life wants to be or thinks of themselves as your Superman or your knight in shining armor. And it's not because they believe or they think that you need saving, but rather because they want to be there for you, or they just want to let you know, hey, look, I'm here for you. I'm one call away. You call me and I'll be there on the fly. You can rely on me. I'm here for you. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to the cards. You could also be the one offering support and or a lending hand to another this Aquarius season, or letting them know, hey, look, I'm one call away, or I'm one text away. I'm here for you. Okay, but let's see. I am feeling slightly nervous. My hands are a bit shaky. I wonder if you guys are feeling a bit nervous. If you have something important coming up this Aquarius season, or you're just excited about this Aquarius season. Okay. So the first pile over here will give us information about your career, line of work, profession, or job. And we have the King of Swords. And to clarify is the Nine of Wands. Okay. And this pile over here will give us information about studies, academics, learning. Okay. And we have the Two of Pentacles in the reversal, and to clarify is the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. And this pile over here will give us information about love and relationships. And we have the Eight of Wands in the upright, and to clarify we have the Six of Swords in the reversal. Interesting. Okay, so for career, line of work, profession, we have the King of Swords in the upright, which is associated with the element of air, so air signs. That will be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And this card represents authority, logic, power, structure, intelligence, and integrity. The King of Swords makes me think of someone who is able to keep their cool under pressure. They are able to be level-headed, even in the midst of chaos. So this Aquarius season, I see you being at the head of something. You may be overseeing a project. You may be leading a department or a team, or you could find yourself making executive decisions, calling the shots, or needing to. The King of Swords can be quite independent. So if you are not, let's say, leading a group, leading a team or a department, then this Aquarius season, you might find yourself being at the head of your own project. You may be given the freedom or the authority to make your own decisions. I wonder if some of you have recently come out of like a probation period or a training period, or maybe this Aquarius season you will, and you will be doing so successfully, because what I see is you now being given the approval to get out there to do your thing, right? To go out into the field, or, take on your first case. I don't know why I thought of cases. Maybe some of you are lawyers, or work with clients one-on-one, start taking on projects, that sort of thing. And because the King of Swords did fall out in the upright, this is letting me know that whatever you are handed, delegated, whatever you end up taking on, you will be doing well with it. You will manage, more than manage. You will overcome. You will see through. Now, if you are self-employed, if you are your own boss, which is what I'm sensing to be the case for a lot of you guys, this Aquarius season, you will be handling your business matters with grace and with integrity is what is coming through. I see you being quite level-headed and diplomatic. The Nine of Wands is hinting at that there could be a lot going on at work, right? Whether you are employed or self-employed, I do see you being pretty busy. It could be because you are overseeing different projects, right? You have your hands in different pots. Or it could be because you are taking on one project, like one responsibility that is very time consuming, that does require for you to be on it. The Nine of Wands in the upright can indicate fatigue. So at the end of Aquarius season, you might find yourself feeling a little bit tired, feeling like you need to maybe take it a bit slower in the upcoming seasons, or just feeling like you need a small break. Because as mentioned, this Aquarius season, it seems like you are going to be pretty busy. The Wands in the Nine of Wands card is making me think of like back to back to back. Maybe back-to-back meetings, conferences, interviews. If you work with clients, customers, it could be like back-to-back appointments with clients, with customers. And I keep hearing like a ding of an email or of notifications. So you may be also dealing with a lot of emails, answering a lot of emails. I'm also thinking of orders, right? If you like sell products, for example, people will be placing a lot of orders and things might get a little hectic. Maybe it's not throughout the entire season, but it could be, at some point within this Aquarius season. But as mentioned before, I see you being very level-headed about this and kind of knowing exactly what to do. Even if there are times where you might feel a little dazed and confused, you're still managing. More than managing, you're leading. I hear snapping, like the leader in you, the executive in you, the director in you snaps into focus and starts giving instructions or just locks in and gets whatever they need to get done efficiently and proficiently is what I heard. I also heard tight schedule, so things could be getting pretty tight at some point. Like I said, there's something about back to back to back. So you might find yourself needing to fulfill a big order or request in a short amount of time. And that could be like a huge endeavor for you. It could be sort of a bit of a challenge, but I see you looking at this challenge as an opportunity to test your abilities, your skills, or your leadership skills, for example. I'm hearing in my mind someone saying, can I manage? Can I do this? If I can do this, then I know I can handle this position or I can handle this job, right? So I do feel like this Aquarius season, some of you will be given the opportunity to maybe try a role, a responsibility, or this is the season in which you will have the opportunity to know if a job is to your liking, if it's something that you want to continue doing, something along those lines. But whatever the case may be, I feel like this Aquarius season, you will come out of it realizing that you are capable, that you can manage, that you can handle a responsibility or a task. Whether you like it or not, I think it's debatable. I will say, I think that will be up to you to decide, because I'm getting a little bit of like mixed signals here. It feels like a mixed bag. But one thing for sure is you will prove to yourself, to others, or if not to others, just to yourself, that you can handle this, that you're actually quite good at it. Yeah, so maybe this season is a perfect also time for you guys to kind of set your pace or understand what is the pace that you like to go in. This is the season where you might find out if you work better under pressure or if that's not your thing at all. Yeah, that could be the case for some. But in general, I feel like this Aquarius season, you are going to find out that you are an amazing leader, or that you do have amazing leadership skills. And if you are working under someone, right, if you are being overseen by like a manager or supervisor, they might be delegating to you a very important task or responsibility and kind of letting you handle it. I don't really know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because how it's coming through is that for some, this is demonstrating to you that you are being trusted to handle something so important, and that's like a good thing, or you're seeing it as a good thing. For others, you might not feel that way about it. Again, it's like a mixed bag here. I'm getting like mixed sentiments. But let me see, let me pull out some key terms. We have conclude and inspiration. So what I'm seeing here is at the end of Aquarius season, or at the end of a project or a task that you are overseeing, that you are taking on, someone could be a higher up, could be someone of authority at your workplace, is coming to the conclusion that you are ready to take on a role, or that you can handle a position. Because inspiration here is making me think of someone being inspired by another, or someone seeing potential in another. So if you are working under someone, or you are being overseen by someone of authority, I feel like this figure of authority, like your boss, your manager, your supervisor, will be considering you for a higher position, for a higher role, or will seriously consider you for a full-time position, that is if currently you are a part-timer, or will be considering hiring you, that is if you are currently applying for jobs or seeking new employment. Yeah, so if at any point this Aquarius season you start wondering if you're doing well, like if you did well with the task that you were delegated, or if you did well in an interview or through an evaluation or probation period, perhaps. Don't worry so much, because you did excellent. You did so well that someone is seriously considering taking you on, or like elevating you to a higher position, offering you a higher pay, or offering you a full-time position at their company, for example. They might even be seriously considering you for a very important position of authority, actually. Because I'm hearing this is who I want to trust. This is who I want to invest in. This is who I really want to be part of my company, that sort of thing. The other situation I'm also seeing here is that because you're doing so well, you might end up being sought out more, right? You might end up being delegated even more important responsibilities, because you proved that you are capable of handling such responsibilities and doing such a great job at it. That is something that I'm seeing here. So if you're up for that, if that's what you've been wanting and are striving for, then great. But if at any point it becomes overwhelming, it's just too much, then remember to assert your boundaries in a professional and respectful manner. Because I do see this being a situation where if someone doesn't speak up, then everybody else might just assume that, hey, how things have been going, it's okay. This person hasn't spoken up, so that means that they're handling it, they're okay with this pace, they're okay with this load, so we'll just keep on going. Yeah, because with the King of Swords being in the upright, this Aquarius season, you're being let know that communication and strategy will be super important. So knowing when to speak up, knowing how to communicate your ideas, your needs, being able to analyze a situation in order to then discern when it's the right moment to speak up, and also communicate your ideas and your needs. And by the way, if you have been receiving or getting a lot of ideas for like future projects, or you've been going back and forth on which idea to develop further, what idea to go with and or integrate in a already developing project, let's say, then this Aquarius season, I do see you making up your mind. I do see you coming to some kind of conclusion, or a decision will be made by the end of Aquarius season. You will have a clear answer is what came to mind. You will have a clear answer by the end of this Aquarius season. Okay, but now moving on to learning, studies, academics. And by the way, you don't have to be a student or currently enrolled in an institution, school, or in a class for these messages to apply, right? Because I'm also looking into learning, practice, and mastery. And whether we are enrolled in a school or not, we are always learning something new. Okay, but for this area of life, we have the Two of Pentacles in the reversal, which lets me know that you will be juggling quite a bit. It seems like this Aquarius season, you are keeping busy, or you will be pretty busy. Although I will say, this Aquarius season, you might be dropping a class or a course if you are students enrolled in a school, because I do see you weighing out your options. I do see you thinking about which one to stay with, which one to let go of, right? So this could be talking about courses, classes, and this could be after you find out or you realize that you are enrolled in too many classes, or that you do need to free up your schedule a bit. All of a sudden, I thought of hobbies, undertakings. So at some point this Aquarius season, you might find that you do have a lot of like side projects, or you have quite a few undertakings. Maybe there's a lot of subjects or topics that you want to learn more about. And most of these undertakings, most of these maybe passion pursuits could be big. Right? They might require a lot of your attention, or they do require a lot of your time. And so you might need to be either setting one or a couple of them aside, or you might need to prioritize one or some of them over the other. Because with the Eight of Pentacles in the upright, again, I see you being pretty busy. I see you diligently working, diligently studying a subject, a topic, material, or diligently practicing a craft. I get the feeling some of you could be starting some DIY projects this Aquarius season, but these DIY projects might require for you to learn a craft, learn a skill. The example that came to mind is someone wants to like reupholster a piece of furniture, but they don't know anything about upholstery. So they have to learn a little bit about upholstery so that they can start and finish this DIY project successfully. Right? That's just an example. But whatever you're deciding to stick with or stick to, you are giving it your undivided attention. You are making time for it. Time for studying, learning it, time for practicing it. And so within this Aquarius season, you will be making and are seeing progress. Oh, and I did talk about you having a support system, right? You being offered a lending hand. So with the Two of Pentacles being in the reversal, if you have other responsibilities, like other things on your to-do list, but that you yourself don't necessarily have to attend to them, they could be attended to by somebody else, then I do see somebody coming in and taking on those tasks, responsibilities for you, and attending to them for you, right? And that will result with you having less on your plate. That will result with you being able to dedicate more time on whatever you have chosen to prioritize, or whatever is or will be more of a priority this Aquarius season, right? Because I do see you having the time, like to work on whatever it is that you need to work on, to get studying done, to focus. So I also see you having like a space or an environment where you will be able to just zone in on your studies, zone in on a project, and not be disturbed. And you are getting better is what I'm hearing. You are developing your craft. But I will say, I feel like by the end of this Aquarius season, you will have learned a lot about managing your time. Or by the end of this Aquarius season, you will be thinking about how to better manage your time, how to better schedule things in. Some of you might even be considering purchasing an agenda if you don't already have one, because there is something here about figuring a nice balance, right? Or like learning how to balance things out, maybe balance work, studying, and downtime, as well as learning how to keep things a little bit moderate, not overdoing it, not overextending yourself to reduce the likelihood of burnout, for example. So if at any point this Aquarius season you do get an opportunity to slow down, to take a break, take a breather, please do so. Don't overdo it. Don't overextend yourself, especially if you really do not have to. Because remember, rest is also important. You need rest in order to be able to be active and to stay focused as well. But I do see you being pretty excited. I see you being pretty eager about learning more or studying, practicing. Let me pull out some new terms. Yeah, we have create. Yeah, I see you creating. I do strongly feel you guys are working on some kind of side project. There's some personal endeavor that you're taking on that is kind of requiring for you to learn new things or improve upon a craft, hone in your skills possibly, or practice more of something. And I see you being pretty excited about this. So excited that you don't mind dedicating time on it. There's even this feeling of when I work on this, when I'm learning this, when I'm studying this, it feels like my downtime. It feels like I'm just working on a hobby. Very interesting. So this also lets me know if you are students, this Aquarius season, you will be taking classes or a class that you will genuinely enjoy. I see someone enjoying reading the textbooks or the reading assignments of a class or a course. I just thought of SpongeBob SquarePants, the leaf blower episode, where SpongeBob and then Squidward are made fun of for playing with a leaf blower. But they don't care because it's fun. So yeah, I'm imagining you like reading a textbook like on your downtime and someone comes in and asks, you're reading a textbook during your break for fun? And you answering, yeah. Like, yeah, it is fun. So yeah, I see you enjoying learning, studying, or enjoying what you are studying and are learning or practicing more of this Aquarius season. But I do also see you being pretty busy, right? You maybe at some point needing to reduce the amount of tasks, projects that you have taken on to just give yourself more time to focus on whatever projects you are already committed to or committing to. Or that could be the advice for this Aquarius season. Yeah, and that's kind of what I got when it came to like job, career, because I did mention something about you possibly getting a lot of ideas. And it could be ideas for like projects related to work or maybe non-related. And by the end of Aquarius season or within this Aquarius season, I do see you deciding on like one or a couple and then committing to them and seeing amazing progress, amazing development. And now I'm wondering if that nervousness I was feeling at the beginning is actually excitement, right? Because sometimes we can confuse excitement for nervousness. So yeah, I feel a little hyper, I will say. So you may find yourself with a lot of energy at some point this Aquarius season, or something will infuse you with the energy, with the passion. Maybe an idea that you're very excited about, or a class that you're very excited about, or it could even be a subject, right? Is the one infusing you with so much excitement and therefore a lot of energy. Oh, and I will say with the Eight of Pentacles, I know I mentioned progress, but I also want to clarify that you are getting better and better at something. Like you are developing your skills, or you are getting pretty knowledgeable about a topic. If there's anything you were struggling with, it seems like this Aquarius season, you're getting the hang of it. And maybe that's what is exciting you. That's what is getting you all pumped up. The fact that you are getting the hang of this. It could also be that what is exciting you is you working on something that you are quite good at, right? Or that comes somewhat easy to you. Because what I heard in my mind is the word intuitive. So you could be picking up an endeavor that you might, yes, need to study a bit or practice a bit, but you don't really have to go so in depth with it, because even though you don't know much about it or you don't have much practice in it, you can still kind of get the gist of it or get the hang of it, because it comes very naturally to you, or you might approach it in a very intuitive or instinctual way. And instead of it backfiring, it works for you. And that could be what is exciting. For others of you, it might be the other way around, where you are taking on something that is challenging you in a way that intrigues you and stimulates you. And that is what is quite exciting to you. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to... I want to move on to love and relationships, but I keep being pulled back to the Eight of Pentacles. So what is it about the Eight of Pentacles? I feel like this Aquarius season, you guys are going to be developing, working on something. It could be your own skills. It could be a craft or like a side project that it's going to feel to you very significant. Right? Maybe intuitively you know that this is something worthwhile, that this is something that you are meant to be doing right now in this chapter of your life or in this moment of your life. And if you ever feel that way, or if you do feel that way, your spirit team or the divine spirit wants to let you know, like, yes, you're right. This is pretty significant, or it will become something quite important, quite groundbreaking is what I heard. I just heard in my mind, you're setting the foundations, or you're setting your next foundation. So this endeavor here, this side quest, side project, could develop or turn into something more. Could end up becoming maybe your main job or main source of income. Or it could turn into a new passion, your next passion. If you are honing your skills, if you are developing a craft, then Spirit is saying, this is great, this is important, because this will end up benefiting you in the long run. You hone this skill now, and then you will be able to use it to create new, better opportunities for yourself, or to bring about positive changes in the area of life, of studies, or even career, job opportunities, possibly even finances. Okay, but now moving on to love and relationships, we have the Eight of Wands in the upright, which indicates hastiness, speed, movement, action, excitement. And it's interesting that this card is paired with the Six of Swords in the reversal, because when the Six of Swords shows up in the reversal, it can indicate delays, but it could also indicate a return, someone returning from a trip, from their travels. So you may be returning back home from a trip within this Aquarius season, or if you are going on some kind of trip this Aquarius season, you will be returning back home safely. But if it's not you, then it could be a loved one who is coming back home this Aquarius season. Oh, I thought of a pet, of an animal making their way back home, or of like a reunion, you reuniting with someone who you haven't seen in a while, or maybe with an animal that you haven't seen in a while. But this also reminded me of the message that came through at the beginning about just being one call away, right? Because again, the Eight of Wands depicts a very fast-moving energy, speediness. I just thought of Speedy Gonzalez. So with the Six of Swords being in the reversal, this lets me know that, yeah, someone is one call away, right? Someone is ready to be there for you. Someone is showing up for you this Aquarius season. Someone is keeping a promise to you. If someone promises you that they're going to be there for you, they will be there for you. If someone promises to you that they will meet with you at said place at said time, they will be there on the dot. They won't keep you waiting. Matter of fact, they could be there earlier than what was planned. So early that they might be the one who will end up waiting for like the rest of the group, or waiting for you to arrive at the agreed time. But I'm also picking up on a very gentle energy. So it seems like things are moving at an adequate pace when it comes to your love and relationships. So things are happening and are developing organically in your relationships, and no one in your relationships is feeling like they're running out of time or feeling pressured by another to move at a pace that they are not comfortable moving in, which is making everybody feel very relaxed. Like relaxed with each other, or I see two people feeling very relaxed in a connection, in a relationship, feeling very relaxed by each other's presence and acceptance. Also, solidarity is what came to mind. There's also something here about if someone needs their space, right, to maybe do their own things, to maybe focus on their studies, they are giving the space that they need. Right? Like if someone needs some time alone because they have been overstimulated or they're feeling overwhelmed, and so they need space to unwind, to relax, to regulate their nervous system, that space and that time is given to them. Right? So this makes me think of boundaries being respected and people's personal spaces being respected as well. And someone wanting their personal space not coming through as some kind of threat to the relationship, the connection. Like person A doesn't see person B having their own responsibilities and their own personal pursuits outside of their relationship with them as a threat to their relationship. Like as an indicator that person B doesn't care for them or doesn't love them or something along those lines, but rather as, oh, well, person B is their own person and it's good that they have their own personal pursuits, and I can respect that they have their own responsibilities that they need to attend to. So when they're working, and when it's time to hang out and be together, then work together. Because I do see you spending time with your loved ones. I do see you having quality time with your loved ones. The Eight of Wands does make me think of traveling. So some of you could be going on a little trip or getaway at some point. You could be going on some kind of day trip, for example, because the Six of Swords in the reversal makes me think of a short trip. Like we're there and back before the day ends. But even though the trip was short, we did end up having a really good time because the Eight of Wands can indicate excitement as well. Yeah, and happy memories. That's what came to mind, happy memories. If at any point there are delays, and there is a specific situation that is coming to mind, which is of someone planning to maybe move in with another, but there are some kind of delays. Right? Maybe the day they are planning to move in gets pushed back. And if that is the case, although that might be frustrating in the moment, know that it's happening for a reason. It's a sign that maybe things do need to slow down a bit, or that things are moving too fast, possibly. Right? Because the Eight of Wands can also speak of sometimes of impulsivity. So with the Six of Swords being in the reversal, I do pick up on the situation where someone might be being a bit impulsive, might be getting carried away by the moment, for example, and they're being advised to slow down a bit. Doesn't mean that they can't move forward with whatever it is that they want to jump into, but they are being advised to move forward with it at a more reasonable pace, let's say, or at a slower pace, rather than to just jump into it. Because the Six of Swords, when it is in the, and the Chariot card is in the reversal as well. And it's the card right under the Six of Swords. But, when the Six of Swords is in the upright, it can sometimes represent spiritual guidance. So I feel like there could be some kind of divine intervention at play this Aquarius season through delays, maybe postponements. And that will only be if you are being advised to slow it down a little bit. All of a sudden, I thought of traffic lights, right? They're there for a reason, the stoplights. Or the speed limits are there for a reason. Yeah, maybe this could be about timing. Right? Maybe the timing isn't right. Doesn't mean that you're not meant to move forward with this, but maybe you're meant to move forward with it at a later time, at a more convenient time. I keep seeing in my mind's eye traffic. So this could literally just have something to do with traffic. Because what I heard in my mind is, if you go now, you're going to get stuck in traffic for hours. But if you wait until tomorrow, there's going to be little to no traffic and you'll get to your destination in a shorter amount of time. So you choose. You either go now and you spend hours in traffic, or you go tomorrow and you get to your destination a lot faster and you get to enjoy your afternoon or the rest of your day however it is that you want to. So I see this being about timing and convenience. What is most convenient to you? What is the most efficient? But I do want to pull out some key terms. Okay, so we have project. And listen. Oh, what I heard is, don't project your assumptions, don't project your worries, don't project your insecurities onto a situation, onto another. Before you even get more information, before you even give someone or another the opportunity to explain, listen first before you project, before you assume, before you jump into conclusions. So that could be that impulsive energy, the Eight of Wands, right? Sometimes we just want to assume things, jump into conclusions. And the Six of Swords in the reversal is saying, whoa, 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 hold your horses. We also had the Chariot in the reversal. Hold your horses. There is an explanation. Listen first. Yeah, which is interesting because I did mention that if someone promises to be somewhere at a certain amount of time, they will be there. So I still believe this is true. Yet, if at any point within this Aquarius season, someone is tardy, it's not because that person mismanaged their time, or that person didn't care to show up on time, or that person was being inconsiderate of your own time. It's because something went down. Right? There is a valid reason for it. Some external factor was at play, something that was out of the control of the person who wasn't able to make it on time. So although they might have tried their very best, still things happened and there were delays. And I keep thinking of like timing and appointments, but this could be pertaining to anything. It doesn't have to be about like tardiness or delays. I feel like you're simply being advised this Aquarius season to not jump into conclusions about the reason behind someone's actions or the reason for why something turned out the way that it did when it comes to like other people, or about what is going on in other people's lives, in the lives of those who you are in a relationship with. Because your assumptions, your conclusions might be completely wrong to what actually went down or is going down, or what actually is the case. And I feel like this is just going to be an overall energy. This Aquarius season, you and the people who are in a relationship with might just be learning to be more attentive and to listen to each other more and not project things onto each other. It could also be learning to be like more supportive, right? The other example that is coming to mind is if person B asks for a little bit of space or time to get some studying done, that doesn't mean that person A doesn't want to spend time with person B. It just means that they really want to dedicate time to study for maybe an exam because they're feeling a little nervous about that exam. Right? So yeah, this Aquarius season, I feel like you and your loved ones are learning to listen to each other's needs and to understand each other's circumstances and situations and be there for each other in a very supportive and non-judgmental way. But now I'm going to pull out an oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. If you do have a presentation or a show, or you're giving a speech, or if you're a musician and you're launching a song, or you're you're sharing something with the public, with an audience, something that has like maybe audio in it. If you want your loved ones to listen to it, if you want your loved ones to tune in or to be there when you're giving your speech or your presentation, they will be there. They will be listening, is what I heard. They will be listening, or they will hear it. They will hear the song. They will hear the speech. They will make sure, they will do everything that they can to support you, is what I heard. And to see you shine or hear you shine. They care, is what I hear. They care. But we have the card with the message, notice the signs you've been receiving. It's not mere coincidence, but a special message just for you. Okay, yeah, so again, this made me think of like delays, anything that might signal a need to slow down. Pay close attention to it. That's not universe, going against your desires. That's not universe doing you dirty. That's universe actually taking care of you and trying to communicate with you, trying to say like, hey, look, we're trying to show you that maybe right now is not the right time, or that there's a more convenient time, or that, yeah, maybe you are jumping a little too ahead of yourself. So you might want to reconsider, or you might want to like slow down a bit. Dolphins could be of significance. I thought of you seeing signs in nature, or you seeing signs via natural phenomena like rainbows, for example. So yeah, notice anything in nature or of nature that might really stand out to you, or that leaves you in awe, because I feel like that is a sign coming from universe, from the divines. It's not a coincidence. It's meant to symbolize and or represent something, or it's communicating something important to you. Also, this Aquarius season, if you want, you could give meaning to certain signs, right? So let's say you can tell universe, hey universe, like monarch butterflies, I see them as a symbol of hope. Or whenever I see or you show me a monarch butterfly, I know that all is well and all is going to be well. Or I want for monarch butterflies to represent that for me. Right? You can assign a meaning to things, to signs, and universe will respond to you or will communicate with you with those signs that you assign meaning to, so that then you know, like, oh, okay, I just saw that sign and I know what it means because I assigned a meaning to it. So I get what you're trying to communicate to me, universe. I understand. Gotcha. So yeah, you can start building a language between you and universe, you and your higher self, you and your inner guidance, etc. Also between you and the higher self of somebody else. Yeah, because now looking at the 8 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, you may be could be communicating in a tangible way, like via DMs, text message, phone calls, with someone who is from afar, someone who is at a distance from you. Maybe you are in a long distance relationship, or you will be in a long distance relationship situation at some point this Aquarius season, because I do see a coming together at some point, like you coming together with someone who you are at a distance from within this Aquarius season. But yeah, I also see a situation where you might be telepathically communicating and or connecting with someone who is at a distance from you, maybe someone who you haven't met yet. And the reason why you're connecting with them in this telepathic or maybe even psychic way is because you are meant to meet at some point in this lifetime. And it's very possible that if you don't come together this Aquarius season, you will be coming together at some point within this year, the year 2026, right? Because we do have this 8 of Wands energy. So I do feel like a reunion or a coming together is imminent. Yeah, so you might be sending messages, like telepathic messages or like psychic signals is what came to mind, to someone, to another, and they are receiving it, and they will be sending some messages, some signals your way as well. Yeah, and like I said, this could be someone that you haven't met yet. like met in person or have interacted with. It is possible to communicate telepathically with someone that we haven't interacted with in this physical 3D. Yeah, so I feel like their higher self is telling you, notice the signs. Also, their spirit team, their spirit guides, or your spirit team is kind of letting you know, notice the signs. They're there. Don't ignore them, don't dismiss them. They are signs. Okay, but let's see. An eclipse. I'm not sure there's going to be an eclipse this Aquarius season, but it seems like eclipse season is going to be pretty significant for you guys. There's something about the sun and the moon when being together. Maybe that's an imagery or like a symbol that will be important, that might be showing up as some kind of sign for you guys this Aquarius season. I'm also seeing dolphins to be of significance. And I heard money will be coming in. Money will be coming in. Financial prospects are improving, or they're starting to improve, get better, look better this Aquarius season. Okay, anything else? Butterflies, monarch butterflies, blue butterflies could be of significance as well. And you are being advised to dedicate some time whenever you can on honing your skills, like practicing a craft or developing a craft. Don't give up on your dreams is what I heard, but also don't give up on your skills. Don't give up on your talents. And keep expanding your knowledge as well. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Aquarius season. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you were drawn to the turtle or the crocheted turtle, bienvenidos to your reading. So my mom made this for me. I think I named it once, but I completely forgot now. But here's your little turtle. So when meditating on the energy of this group, I did pick up on that this Aquarius season, you may be looking for a new meaning, a new reason for the why you are doing something, for the why you are pursuing something. There's something about a motto. Some of you could be coming up with a new motto for your business, a new intention, maybe. But it seems like you are seriously contemplating the reason. What is the reason for me doing this? What is the reason of this business? What am I here to promote? What am I here to establish? What am I working my way towards to, and why? Those sort of questions. I see you taking the time to answer. What I just heard in my mind is, if I'm going to continue with this, if I'm going to continue working on this, pursuing this, I need to have a reason. And the reason needs to be one that matters to me, one that is to me worthwhile, or that makes sense. Okay, but let's see. So the first pile over here will give us information about your career, line of work, profession. Okay, so we have, again, the Six of Cups in the reversal. This card fell out for group 1, but it fell out in the upright in the same section of the reading. And to clarify, we have Judgment in the reversal. And this pile will give us information about academics, learning, studies, and so forth. And we have the Eight of Swords. Wow, I did shuffle the deck. So it's quite interesting that the cards that came up for group 1 are also coming up for you guys in the same sections. Yeah, so the Eight of Swords also fell out for group 1 in studies, learning, academics. And to clarify, is the Nine of Cups in the reversal. And this pile over here will give us information about love and relationships. Okay, and we have the Knight of Cups and the reversal. And to clarify is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Cups also fell out for group 1 in this same section, but in the upright. And it was as the clarifier. Okay, so for career, profession, line of work, there is this overall feeling of outgrowing. Maybe a work environment, a profession, a career, or it could be a recent project that you've been focusing on, developing, working on. But with the Judgment card having fallen out in the reversal, there could be a little bit of resistance or maybe some indecisiveness of whether or not it is time to let go of something, whether or not you have truly outgrown a profession, a career, or maybe a passion project. And maybe that's why there were messages at the beginning of possibly taking the time this Aquarius season to think of new reasons, new motives for which to continue with something, for which to continue pursuing maybe a dream, continue developing your current career path. Because some of you might be deciding that you haven't outgrown maybe a career, but rather that you have outgrown the reason, the why for which you started pursuing a career in the first place. Although I will say, I think a lot of you are still kind of making up your mind. I feel like this Aquarius season, you are really taking the time to self-reflect, to introspect, and ask yourself the important and difficult questions that will eventually lead to clarity or some kind of insight that will help you make a decision about this area of your life, right? Such as, have I outgrown this? If I no longer feel passionate about this, if I no longer resonate with my current career path, as an example, is it because I do not resonate with the career itself, or is it because I no longer resonate with how I am approaching this career path? I no longer resonate with the motive. Is it really that I want to shut my business down, or is it that I want to do something different with it? Maybe it's not that I'm unhappy with having a business, but rather it's that I no longer resonate with my business model. I no longer feel comfortable with what my business is currently representing and or promoting. That is what I have outgrown. Maybe it's not that I want to stop working, it's just that I don't want to continue working here, where I'm currently working. Yeah, so that's kind of what I see you debating and thinking about more deeply, more in depth this Aquarius season. And I see this being super important because only through you taking the time to address these questions will you then be able to move forward. Because I feel currently you might be feeling a little stuck, or things might be feeling a little stagnant or underwhelming is what is coming through, right? Or there might just be a lot of back and forth. You might find yourself in a bit of a limbo state, doing the hokey pokey, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like, do I really want to stay here, or is it time for me to move on? Or do I continue with this but just change things up a little bit? Or is it that I want to move on? Or is it that I'm just bored with what I'm currently working on? And so I believe the recommendation for you guys this Aquarius season is to think this more thoroughly and not be afraid to ask the difficult questions, not be afraid to be completely, utterly honest with yourself, even if the answers that you provide might not sound pretty at times or feel pretty. The importance here is to be honest, to be raw, and genuine with yourself, because only then will you be able to obtain the truth. Only then will you be able to experience a kind of eureka moment. Only then will you be able to know what to do or what it is that you want to do next moving forward. So this Aquarius season, I still see a little bit back and forth. You could be experimenting a bit. You could be trying things out, like testing your theories just to make sure, just to maybe prove a point or prove your point, so that then you can feel more comfortable with any decision that you are making. Right? So maybe you already did all of this thinking. Maybe you already took time to ask yourself the kind of questions that will lead to some kind of insightful revelations in terms to this area of life. And this Aquarius season, you're giving some things maybe a last chance, or you're trying your theories out just to know with a little bit more certainty that this works or this doesn't work. Right, so as an example, let's say someone has a tarot reading YouTube channel. And since they started this channel, they've only been posting love readings. But recently, they haven't been feeling very excited about offering love readings on this YouTube channel. And so now they're thinking, is it that I no longer like to read the tarot? I no longer like to offer readings? Or is it that I no longer resonate with solely offering love readings? Right? Maybe I want to offer readings about something else. And so this Aquarius season, they try offering readings about something else to test their theory, right? To see if that is the case. So this Aquarius season, I feel like you're thinking about things, you're introspecting, you're testing your theories, you're maybe experimenting a bit to try to find out what it is that you actually want to do. Yeah, but what I keep hearing in my mind is don't be afraid to let go. Don't resist the changes, don't resist the growth because of a fear of letting go. So whether it be letting go of a current career path, letting go of a current job, or letting go of a current motto, a dream, an incentive, whatever it may be, if it's time to release it because you have outgrown it or because you no longer resonate with it, then allow yourself that. Because if you don't and you continue holding on to that which you no longer resonate with, that which no longer is in alignment with you, then you might continue on with wondering and questioning whether you are right where you need to be, whether there is something more. Things might still continue feeling a little off to you. And if you have decided to, let's say, quit a job, to pursue something else, pursue something different, like a new or different career path, and others do not agree with your decision, don't let this discourage you from what you have already decided on. Because with the Six of Cups being in the reversal, I feel like you having made this decision is for a reason. It is because it was time for you to move on. It was time for you to grow. It was time for you to evolve. So your desire to explore other options was not an impulse. It came from somewhere deep within. So you're not, or you were not being impulsive. You are, or you were taking inspired action. But I do want to pull out some key terms. Support. Spirit. Okay, so you will be receiving spiritual support from spirit, support from the divine. So if you do decide to make some kind of decision this Aquarius season about this area of life, or you decide to start experimenting, like trying new things, testing out your theories, you will be receiving a lot of support from the universe, or your spirit team, your spirit guides, or your higher self, whoever it is that you resonate and or connect with the most, where they will be guiding you, will be hinting at you when you're getting closer and closer to that which is in alignment with you, to that which they know, your higher self knows is what it is that you're looking for, or is what you need at this moment, or maybe what your career needs, what your relationship with your career or line of work needs currently, to bring the spark back, to bring the passion back, or to get things flowing again, to get things moving. if you have been experiencing some kind of stagnancy or like slow development in your career, in your business, in your line of work, etc. Yeah, so expect divine guidance, you receiving maybe confirmation through signs via synchronicity, but I also see you receiving support in a very tangible way, right? So let's say, if going back to the example of the YouTube channel, if let's say continuing reading the tarot is what is most in alignment with them, but they have outgrown simply offering love readings and they try offering readings about career or personal development or something else entirely, and they do so, then spirit might be offering support or letting them know like, yes, you're on the right track. We love this for you, through their videos receiving a lot more engagement, through them receiving like positive feedback from people tuning into the videos. In other words, spirit universe will be facilitating things for you, right? So if you choose to, jump into something new, then spirit will be facilitating this jump for you in some way. So yeah, I think it will be made very obvious to you what works, what isn't working, what is in alignment with you, what isn't. But you will get this information the more questions you bring up and the more you start kind of exploring, experimenting, and like I said, testing your theories, and becoming more real and honest with yourself. And also through you wanting to know like, hey, what's going on, what isn't working, why am I not satisfied with this, why am I not resonating with this. Like if you're already raising those questions and you're seriously wanting to know the answer to these questions, then clarity is coming your way. Universe, spirit is taking your inquiries very, very seriously. So I think you will have your answer either by the end of Aquarius season or by the end of February. And I do see you possibly working on something new or just maybe making changes in this area of life starting from February until the month of June. Yeah, so you might be experiencing a lot of shifts and changes in the span of 5 months, from February to the month of June. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to studies, learning, academics. We have the Eight of Swords in the upright, which is a card that can indicate pessimism. What I heard in my mind was obstructive thinking. Someone not being able to see the way out or the way through because of pessimistic thoughts. So this Aquarius season, a little bit similar to group 1 in that you might be getting the hang of something, because I do see you learning or kind of taking in information, and this whole getting the hang of something could end up being a little bit frustrating for you. Because the Eight of Swords doesn't necessarily indicate that things aren't faring well or that you're not making progress. The Eight of Swords instead hints at what is going on in your head, how you are perceiving the situation. So things might be faring pretty well, but the way that you are perceiving your situation might have you feeling and or thinking that things are not going that well, right? That you are not making progress, that you are not getting the hang of something. So I wonder if you can tend to be a little critical of yourself, because if so, then I see this being the case. With the Nine of Cups being in the reversal, this makes me think of expectations not being met, right? So some of you might be feeling like you're not meeting certain expectations, but that will be your perception of the situation, not the reality of it. So again, the question will be, do you hold yourself to a really high standard? If the answer is yes, then this Aquarius season, you might be struggling with certain material, with a certain subject. You might be taking a little longer than you are normally used to getting the hang of something, and that might be what is making you feel like you're not making progress, like you're not doing well enough. But I feel that in reality, you're doing quite well and you are making fantastic progress. I feel like your expectations might be a little too high. And it's not like it's unrealistic like you're being fantastical about your expectations, because I sense that a lot of you genuinely believe your expectations to be reasonable, because that's what you assume is the norm. Okay, so as an example, let's say I just picked up the tarot and I'm learning the meaning of each card. And based on what I have seen of other tarot readers online, I am assuming and are expecting that I am meant to have learned the meaning of every single card in the tarot deck in less than a week. And it's been a week and I'm still struggling. I'm still forgetting what they mean when they're in the upright, what they mean when they are in the reversal. And I'm beating myself up for this. I'm thinking myself to be a failure, or I'm becoming disillusioned. I'm thinking to myself, well, if I can't do this, if I can't memorize the meaning of the cards within a week, then I won't be able to read the tarot. I'm not meant for this. But what I don't know is my expectation is incorrect, because if I were to ask actual tarot readers, the majority of the tarot readers would tell me that it took them more than a week to truly understand the traditional meaning of each card. Right? It actually took months, or for some it took years of practice, years of actually getting hands-on with the deck and pulling out spreads to finally grasp and understand the meaning of each card. And once I register this, once I truly comprehend this, then I start seeing things differently. Like, oh, okay, well, considering all of this and putting it into perspective, then actually I'm not that far behind. So I'm not doing that bad, right? So I think there's some kind of expectation here that is incorrect, that is way out of touch with reality. Because I'm hearing in my mind, well, everybody else learned this in a month's time, and somebody else replying, who learned that in a month's time? Who became an expert at that within a month? Who? Tell me. Give me names. And then the other person is unable to, because in reality, they don't really know of anybody who's managed to do that in such a short amount of time. Right? That's just the expectation they had. Right? Or once they start interacting with other people who did end up mastering what they are currently learning, that's when they realize, like, oh, wait, this actually takes some time. But let me pull out some key terms. We have project. And we have conclude. I keep getting this feeling that something actually went pretty well, but you might not see it that way. So this could also be a situation in which at some point you could find yourself assuming the worst case scenario, jumping to the conclusion that something isn't going to work out, or that you're not going to impress someone, is what I heard. Maybe some of you are getting ready to present a project, are preparing for some kind of presentation or evaluation, but then things do end up working out, right? So there is an advice this Aquarius season to not get too ahead of yourself. Don't let negative thinking, pessimistic thinking, or limited beliefs have you jumping to conclusions that only produce anxiety, discourage you from continuing on, moving forward, or end up overwhelming you. So the word conclude makes me think of your conclusions, the conclusions you're coming to about yourself or about your own projects. So the advice for you this Aquarius season is to, first of all, not jump into conclusions about your capabilities, your abilities, your worth based on your current progress and or development. Second, don't let the harsh inner critic blind you from the actual truth and the reality. Don't let it keep you from seeing what actually went well and where you are excelling at. Because ignoring that and only focusing on that which you need to do better in is depriving you of tools that you can use to help you do better and improve, and to give you a little bit of confidence as well to keep going. So this Aquarius season, you might be receiving some feedback, and it's important that you consider all of the feedback, not just parts of it. so that you can truly get the most out of it, and so that you can then make real, helpful conclusions about what is needed and what are the weak areas, what are your stronger areas, and so forth. Because if not, if you end up being pretty biased, if you only focus on seeing the worst of something, then you're not really going to learn, you're not really going to grow. You're just gonna end up having a really bad time and end up being very, very unnecessarily hard on yourself. Let me pull out one more card for you guys. Yeah, look, we have the Queen of Pentacles to clarify. The Queen of Pentacles makes me think of kindness, gentleness, a loving, supportive energy. So being supportive of yourself, being supportive of your growth does not stifle your growth. And the Queen of Pentacles is a very successful entrepreneur, which lets me know that this queen knows her stuff. So if you have been worried, or if at any point this Aquarius season you end up worrying about whether you're going to do well, whether you're going to perform well, the Queen of Pentacles is letting you know that you will do well, and that all of your hard work and your effort will be paying off, because the Queen of Pentacles is very practical. The Queen of Pentacles worked her way up. So your efforts, your hard work, your dedication, the hours you're spending studying, reviewing will be paying off. And I do see someone being very impressed with your work, being very impressed of your progress, and also of your determination, your discipline, or of your integrity, your ethics. Queen of Pentacles in the upright lets me know that you are thriving. You are doing better than you are imagining yourself to be, or that the harsh inner critic makes you believe that you are doing. Okay, but now moving on to love and relationships, we have the Knight of Cups in the reversal with the Eight of Pentacles in the reversal. So it's very likely that this Aquarius season, your priority will not be love and relationships. I don't really see you focusing on, let's say, romantic love, or focusing on any kind of specific relationship type or relationship. Because the Eight of Pentacles, when it is in the upright, denotes diligence, hard work, dedication, practice. So it being in the reverse lets me know that you're not actively working on your relationships, on pursuing certain relationships, or possibly on forming new relationships this Aquarius season. You could be focusing more on work, on studies, on personal endeavors instead. And maybe you're not finding any desire to focus on this area of life because there is no need to. What came to mind is, I'm not fixing anything because there's nothing to fix. Now, it's interesting how this Knight of Cups is kind of looking or turning away. So something else that I'm seeing for a select few of you is this Aquarius season, you might be losing interest in someone, maybe a romantic prospect. And it could be because you recently discovered something about this person that doesn't align with you, or doesn't align with what you are looking for in, let's say, a healthy relationship, or in a relationship, or in the kind of relationship you want to develop. Yeah, because I see a situation where someone is no longer working on a relationship because they no longer want to, because they choose not to moving forward. So there is a little bit of letting go here. I say a little bit because I feel like this is a situation where some of you might be turning away from something that really never got off the ground, that it really never took flight. For example, maybe before Aquarius season, you met someone in a romantic or in a platonic way, and it seems like you guys hit it off. It seemed like this was going to develop into something more, develop into a friendship or develop into something romantic, but then nothing really happened. You maybe lost connection with this person never reached back, or the momentum was lost. right? And instead of you trying to, get the momentum going again, reaching out to this person, like pursuing them, looking for them, you decided not to. Right? You decided, well, the momentum was lost. And honestly, I'm not really interested in trying to get it back. I'd rather just let this be. I'd rather just let this fire die out. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm seeing here. But for some, this could be pertaining to or talking about a relationship that maybe did get off the ground. But over time, you and this person started drifting apart, started growing maybe in different directions. And there could have been a time where you might have done your hardest, your very best to, let's say, save the relationship, to rekindle the spark, but still you found yourself growing in different directions. And now you find yourself not really wanting to put an effort into making this relationship work. Instead, you're wanting to just let it be and let things unfold, or maybe go your separate ways. But I don't really see any remorse here. This feels very peaceful. It feels like if someone is choosing to no longer pursue a connection or relationship, chase after another, or invest more time and energy in making a relationship work, they're doing so because that's what they want, that's what they feel is right, or that's what feels the most healthiest, possibly. Let me pull up some key terms. So we have union, validate, body. Yeah, so I feel like this energy here is referring to a specific relationship or a connection that some of you are just choosing to let be. Maybe it's not that you no longer want to work on this relationship or connection if it's not a relationship, but rather that you don't want to place so much attention on it, right? You don't want to hyper fixate or hyper focus on it anymore, make it your priority. Instead, you just want to let it be and let it unfold and then see what happens, right? Because with validate and body, this makes me think of you validating yourself by listening to your intuition and paying attention to your instincts. If, for example, you've been feeling lately that it's time to just let something be, or just remove your focus away from someone, a specific person or a connection, or maybe just this area of life in general, like romantic love, for example, then you're honoring that this Aquarius season, and you're not stressing about this area of life. You're not stressing about that relationship or whether or not you're going to come into union with that specific person or with the one. Instead, you're allowing yourself to live your life and focus on other areas of life that might be requiring of your attention or of your dedication. What else I'm seeing here is if focusing and or placing too much attention on this area of life or on a relationship or on someone was resulting in you feeling depleted, or it was affecting your health negatively, then this Aquarius season, you're choosing to prioritize your health, the health of your physical body, your well-being. So if, for example, just as an example, it doesn't have to be your situation. If person A was obsessively thinking about a connection and obsessively thinking about this connection was putting a lot of stress on their physical body, then this Aquarius season, they're choosing to remove their attention and focus on this connection to reduce the amount of stress that they are placing on their physical body. They're doing it for the sake of the health of their physical body. Yeah, because what I heard was, this doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It's not bringing me joy. It's depleting me. So I'm going to take note of that. I'm going to listen to what my body is telling me. I'm going to listen to how I feel and not continue persisting with that which brings me harm or makes me feel bad about myself, or just makes me feel bad in my body, or just makes my body feel not so great. Yeah, so some of you could instead be, moving the focus, the attention, your attention from this area of life perhaps to your well-being, to your body. right? This Aquarius season, you will be more attentive to the needs of your physical body, to your physical health, your overall well-being, your mental well-being as well. And I also see a situation where some of you are refusing to give more attention, more of your energy to someone who refuses to cooperate with you, or who doesn't put in the effort to work things out with you, or to get to know you, or to build a solid, healthy relationship with you. What I heard in my mind is, why be interested in someone who's not interested in me? As well as, I am not interested in getting to know someone who is not interested in getting to know me. So that could be your mentality, that could be your mindset when it comes to relationships, connections, this Aquarius season. And if you are single and you do want to come into union with, let's say, your counterpart, with your person, and this is something that's often on your mind, or you often feel anxious about, you know, your love life and coming into union with someone who you resonate with, etc. It seems like this Aquarius season, you're going to be feeling less anxious about that. Yeah, with these two cards, I'm sensing little to no anxiety about things such as coming into union, or, you know, meeting the one, falling in love, that sort of thing. You're feeling a lot more relaxed, or you're taking a more relaxed approach, in the sense of you're trusting the process, and you're trusting that if you live your life to the fullest, to the best of your capabilities, and you take inspired action whenever you can, you validate yourself through following your intuition, listening to your body, paying attention to your instincts, then it's gonna happen that you will come across and come into contact with the person who you will choose to be in union with, right? And it will happen in a very natural way. And you won't have to get out of your way to make it happen. It won't feel forced. So there's this feeling of trusting the process, and also this feeling of letting go. I feel like some of you could also be learning this Aquarius season that letting go doesn't mean that you stop believing in something, or that you give up on something that you truly still want and or desire. It just means that you surrender, right? Think of it as a canoe that is anchored, and you're on this canoe and you're feeling safe because you're anchored, right? And you're thinking, okay, well, if I just wait here, then everything I want will come to me. But what you don't realize is that everything that you need is waiting down the stream. You will find it as you flow down the stream. And so all you need to do is let go, is to surrender by untying your canoe from wherever it is harbored, and let yourself flow. Let yourself flow down the stream, so that you can come across and receive all those blessings and arrive to the place that you've been dreaming of, right? But now I want to draw out an extra oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance that hopefully will be of assistance to you for this Aquarius season. And we have, when you feel lonely, know that you are never alone. We are all connected through the harmony of non-physical energy that's always assisting you. Wow. And I always think of these stars here as representing spirit guides, beings of light. So you are surrounded by wonderful, beautiful light beings, spirit guides, angels, guardian angels, if you believe in them. And they are with you at all times, and will be with you at all times throughout this Aquarius season. I also feel like you have loved ones who are on the other side, working with you, looking after you, or what I heard is cooperating with you. Interesting. You might be seeing a lot of signs throughout this Aquarius season, especially angel numbers or repeating numbers. And these numbers are messages or confirmations coming from either your spirit guide, spirit team, ancestors, or loved ones who are on the other side. If you connect with deities, these numbers might be associated with these deities. I heard there is a number There's a specific number sequence that you will know what it is about. That's what I heard. I'm just delivering the messages. But yeah, I feel like this Aquarius season, you're not feeling alone, right? Or at some point this season, things will shift in that you will feel this great sense of peace because you will fully know and understand and feel at your core that you are not alone, that you have not been abandoned, and or that all is working in your favor, that things are coming into alignment, that you are not lost, that you are not wandering, that you are right where you need to be, or that things are being taken care of behind the scenes. I heard, I have not been forgotten. I know that, I feel that, I believe that, and I trust in that. Yeah, this feels like inner peace to me, and it also feels like certainty. Like feeling certain that something larger is at play, something beautiful, or that things are working out for you behind the scenes, that there are deities maybe, or beings of light that are assisting you. And it's this knowing, it's this certainty, this clarity almost, that is also helping with you feeling okay in letting go, or more like surrendering, letting be and surrendering. Yeah, because I see some of you feeling at peace with the notion that you don't have to focus on that right now. Whatever it may be, whatever was maybe driving you a little crazy for how much you were thinking about it or ruminating about it. This Aquarius season, you don't have to worry about that. It's not up to you, or it's not solely up to you. There's larger things at play. There's more things at play. Whether you worry about it or not, it's not really going to change the outcome, or it's not really going to do much of anything right now. So it's okay for you to surrender it. It's okay for you to stop worrying about it. So a weight will be lifted off of your shoulders at some point this Aquarius season. You may be released of some burden. So I also see meditation being significant, or like mindfulness practices, like journaling, for example, or just maybe being a moment in silence perhaps, or listening to calming music, or anything that gets you into that meditative state. It is what will help you feel more and more at ease with trusting in the process and trusting in yourself as well. And so there's something here about inner clarity, feeling this inner clarity this Aquarius season of, okay, I don't have to worry about that. I don't know why I don't have to worry about that, but I just know that I don't. And so I won't. And that feels good. I'm good. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. It seems it's a bit silly, but it works. And that's often what we go through without us realizing. That's when our body releases tension. That's when our body releases maybe trauma, or that's when we release some false programming or limited beliefs. Something in us switches. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. Things I want to point out: sunflowers could be of significance. Sunflowers, daisies, or the color yellow. Also, red hair is coming through. Red tinted hair, red dye, or the color red. In terms of zodiac signs, we have earth signs with the Queen of Pentacles. So that will be Capricorn, Gemini. No, what? Excuse me, that's not true. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. I said Gemini and I was thinking of Scorpio. Interesting. So Gemini and Scorpio could also be of significance. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful Aquarius season, and on to the next moment. Bye bye.